Ashok. Welcome to this interview, and thank you very much for your time here. Actually, we are going to talk about the Gupta program, which you designed to treat people with several diseases. How did your interest started in this research on brain?
So I personally suffered from chronic fatigue syndrome. It is sometimes called ME. I suffered from this when I was at university, and I had it quite intensely for 3 or 4 years. And I managed to research my way out of it. So I did lots of medical research, neurological research, and I got myself 100% better, and then set up a clinic to help others and wrote some medical papers.
So the first paper was just about CFS, and you found that the treatment gives very good improvements.
Okay, so yes, I published a medical paper in 2002, which was on the hypothesis for CFS. And then we recognized that actually the hypothesis was relevant for many different illnesses, like mold illness, MCS, chronic inflammatory illnesses, electrical sensitivities, all of these kind of broad spectrum of sensitivity disorders. We found that 90% of patients made an improvement, and 2/3 of patients, so 67% of patients, got to 80 to 100% recovery within 1 year. Yeah. Now that's a published clinical audit. And then, as you know, we did another study just late last year as well on fibromyalgia, which showed a very good result as well.
So what is the Gupta program? Because when I talk about it, people say, how can some exercises of the brain improve a physical illness?
Okay, let's take the example of a car. Yeah. Now, let's take our body as the car. Now, before, when things used to go wrong with the car, the mechanic used to repair the engine or repair the door, wherever the fault is in the body. Yeah. But now in modern cars, what is the main problem? Is the electrical system. Yeah. So when something goes wrong with the electrical system, the engine warning light comes on, or the back of the car doesn't open, or the lights stop working, because there's something wrong with the electrical circuitry that controls all the other aspects of the car. Now, in the same way, our nervous system and our brain is like the electrical system of the car. It controls everything in the car. And so modern medicine is very good at treating the car, but the brain, which is where a lot of these illnesses start, medicine doesn't necessarily have a lot of treatments for that. And so actually what we call our treatment is brain retraining. That in a lot of these illnesses, like multiple chemical sensitivities, we believe that in the unconscious brain, there's been a malfunction. And that part of the brain keeps overstimulating the immune system and the nervous system. When someone smells a chemical or mold or electrical field, suddenly the brain reacts as if it is dangerous and creates this allergic type reaction.
And which are the most interesting improvements that the patients can see after this treatment?
Okay, yes. So we were very excited to share that finally, after many years of pushing for this, it's very difficult to get research done, but we had an independent research study done by the University of Saragossa, and this was on fibromyalgia. Yeah. And this was a controlled randomized trial. So we took 2 groups of patients, and one group did relaxation techniques, okay, for a similar amount of time, and one group took the Gupta program. So we had the control, yeah, similar amount of practitioner time. And this was just an 8-week intervention. Now I said Gupta program is minimum 6 months,
yes,
but this was just 8 weeks. And believe it or not, in 8 weeks, just within 8 weeks, in terms of the fibromyalgia assessments or scores, the FIQ scores, in the relaxation group, there was no change in the fibromyalgia scores, but in the Gupta program group, there was a 37% reduction in the fibromyalgia scores. Yeah, just in 8 weeks, which is unheard of. Like, that is an incredible result. Yeah. And then in terms of perceived health, so the EHS, almost a 50% increase in health, a 50% reduction in pain catastrophizing, 50% reduction in anxiety, 50% reduction in depression. imagine if those patients then continued for 6 months, we would hope that for many of them, the improvement would keep continuing. And as I said, this should then mimic our original clinical audit that we expect 2/3 of patients to reach a good 80 to 100% recovery within 6 months to a year. But this study is controlled, and it was published in the Journal of Clinical Medicine, which is one of the top 10 journals in the world, and is a groundbreaking result. So this is the first time an independent randomized controlled trial has ever been published on a brain retraining or neuroplasticity program. It proves that it's effective. It proves that it's more effective than any other treatment that's currently available to fibromyalgia patients, certainly in the short term. So this for us is a great result, and we would love to do more research.
Thank you, Ashok, very much.